The National Assembly has decided how to spend the next year's national budget of 559 trillion won. But how is national budget determined? Allocation of national budget. National budgets are determined and used following the process set by the law. The process in Korea is as follows: budget allocation, budget review and voting, budget execution, statement of accounts and auditing. Firstly, budget allocation refers to the process until the budget submission, which takes into account the probable amount of tax to be collected in the next year and where the money should be spent. The executive branch is responsible for this process. Korea is a country with a separation of powers where the legislative, judiciary, and executive branches are independent. Then how does the executive branch decide the budget? During the process of budget allocation, the opinions of the legislative and the judiciary branches are heard and discussed during the process. Budget review and voting. During the budget review, the National Assembly evaluates and decides on the submitted budget. This process of review ensures the separation of powers, especially in the legislative branch where representatives of citizens are gathered. They look closely at how people's taxes are being used. To be particular, the President reports to people on the planned budget expenditure, and the legislative branch reviews the budget submitted by the executive branch and passes the budget bill after voting. The whole process must be done 30 days before January 1st. This is called the statutory deadline. So far, the statutory deadline had not been met due to confrontations between the ruling and the opposition parties. Fortunately, next year's budget passed the plenary session of the National Assembly on December 2nd of this year. Budget execution and the statement of accounts. Next, budget execution is using money according to what was determined by the National Assembly. The executive branch must execute the budget within the range permitted by the National Assembly. Also, the budget must be used following the prescribed clauses. After the execution of budget, a statement of accounts takes place. In this process of the statement of accounts, the collection and usage of tax per year are thoroughly examined. Now that we know about the process, we should pay attention to how our taxes will be used in the upcoming year.